Welcome to the Political Matrix News. Politics, people, local, regional, national news. Political Matrix News keeps you informed. We have the sources, we have the truth from inside the Political Matrix. Hey there, sports fans. The Political Matrix blogcast now at your service. Rob Milford here in Orlando, and I'm not sure which way it shows up on the screen, but to my screen, that's Greg Fink right there, or unless he's right here. What we see versus what you see
right
versus
what
we see. Oh, great. Okay, I'll take your word for that. Let's talk about
over here in Gainesville.
That's it. I'm hiding. Okay, but this is the real headline of the day, and I think that we should make. And this is a time, by the way, when there are people of the far left who are chanting "Death to America" at Columbia University, an Ivy League school in New York City on the Upper West Side, and any other country. These are American citizens, mind you, college kids for the most part. I'm sure they're a bunch of radicals, professional radicals.
Nothing but history.
And they're screaming "Death to America." Now, in a lot of the lesser developed part of the world, let's say you're in North Korea and you have a protest saying "Death to North Korea." The cops are going to shoot you where you stand. The same thing if it happened in China and probably a bunch of countries in South America as well. Certainly throughout all of Asia, and a lot of Africa. Niger, by the way, Niger, which was a French colony at one time, really is sort of anyway, the U.S. has a base there. We built an airfield for them, and we have about 1,000 troops stationed there. The U.S. has announced after increased pressure, and by the way, our people got blockaded into the base. So we are going to evacuate all American troops there. That's critical. We have a mutual friend. Greg and I have a mutual friend, now retired, who was one of the CIA's top hunters in the South Sudan, the South Sahara region, going after basically, where do you think that ISIS sends guys to rest and recuperate? They send them down there. The weather's warm, and they can get back in shape and teach guys how to shoot AK-47s and make bombs and terrorize their entire countries. While we're at it, why don't we just go in and massacre a village, except we'll take all the women for sex slaves. They do that on pretty much a regular basis. That's what's going on in Niger. And the military took over. Now the military wants us out after we trained them, after we gave them lots of equipment. The reason I know all this is a lifelong friend has a son who is there in the Air Force, and they can't wait to get him out, except he's the Air Force guy in engineering that runs everything, like keeps the lights on and the water going. So he will be absolutely the last guy on the last airplane out. So that was a good news. The other big story I think is very critical here is in the Daily Mail right here. Walmart removing self-checkouts, and they go back to traditional lanes. Now, is this for customer service? Absolutely not. This is, and the reason this is so telling is they don't trust us. They are losing millions of dollars in stolen merchandise, as in, well, let me swipe these 3 boxes of Jell-O, and I'm going to put these other 2 in my bag just because I can.
Right.
And that's
AI
how
is
they
not catching
do
up to it. The AI is not catching up. I mean, there's so many security protocols that are being violated with all these little self-checkout issues, and there's money being lost, there's items being taken. And at the end of the day, humans are better at checkout and customer service and quality of service and everything else than the AI. I mean, that's the reason why I keep telling people, when they say AI is going to take over, I don't think it's anywhere near close to taking over.
Well, okay, I can go with
in
that.
those areas. I mean, especially now when you got Walmart reversing it, it's just a matter of time before everybody else starts reversing it. I mean, Walmart's pretty damn big. I mean,
let me see if they had a.
As far as stores go, they're one of the largest.
They are the largest.
The largest,
where I live in Orlando, 2 of the top 5 Walmarts in the world. Well, one is literally my neighbor 3 blocks away, and the other one is 2 blocks away from my office on the west side of Disney. Let me scroll through here. Oh, here we are. Self-checkout U-turns. That's the story I was looking for. Pardon the reading glasses. It happens when you get older, whether you wanted to or not. Dollar General is removing all the self-checkout from 300 stores, and in 4,500 stores, all you're going to get is a limit of 5 items when you cash out. Target's self-checkout, dang it, Target self-checkout limits it to 10, and well, you get the idea. They're just gonna. I'm surprised, shocked, and disappointed, and I noticed it last week. I noticed it just last week that it was 5 o'clock in the afternoon, the busy time, and they had more than a dozen lanes open. The previous week at 5 o'clock, they had 3, maybe 4. And I think if I went back today, they'd have all 26 open. But, they took out, let me think, at my Walmart, which is, a super Walmart, they took out about 8 checkout lanes to put the self-checkouts in, making those little bullpen kind of things where you have one person at the far end and then somebody at each end basically saying, oh, go to number 1, go to number 7, that sort of thing. So I feel sad, but vindicated because it feels like we're going to get better customer service, and sad that we live among a bunch of freaking thieves who, as we always say, they ruin it for the rest of us.
Well, at least we're putting people back to work, though. I mean, that is a good part. I mean, we're going to be putting people back to work who need jobs in this economy, who need to be able to pay for everything they can. It's a very inflated economy, and I mean,
Joe
Biden
will take responsibility. Will take the credit that he did this. He just got 5,000 jobs, 5,000, 10,000 jobs at Walmart.
Yes, let's go, Brandon. And so Brandon Biden will take care of that, and he's a wonderful leader for the Democrat Party. Bring jobs back to the Democrat. What am I talking about? I have no idea. I mean, it's kind of like the protesters at Columbia. I mean, these kids, I would like to tell them, you're welcome for all the freedoms that you get. You're welcome.
They're going to shout.
They're not going to say thank you, but I do like the fact that Mike Johnson today asked for the president of the university to step down.
That's a good one. I like that a lot.
So, I mean, I think Mike Johnson's showing a lot of gravitas and everything else with getting things passed that have not been passed by a speaker in a long time. Has a lot to do with negotiation and communication. A little kid from Bossier City is doing pretty good.
I would say so too. Let me look. A friend of mine posted a picture from the camp of the student protesters at Columbia University in New York City, and they are all in the same tents. They got several dozen tents all at the same place that magically appeared, and and yet I got the twirling sign of death as I try to go to the post. So there you have it. We're gonna let it sit right there. We've been working hard today, so this is our time to relax. So Greg Fink will lasso everybody in this, and we'll be back with you next week.